Hi, my friends. Sharon Raji Maynard here with Gazelles and the Phoenix, exploring those emerging spots, organizations, projects, individuals who are like, this is a piece of all that is good that I'm so passionate about. Phoenix is rising from the ashes. And I'm so glad to be here with my good friend, Dr. Janet Smith Warfield. We've circled each other and communicated with each other many times through the years. And so it's really great to be back in this time, because I think we probably have thought this before, and it's been true before. Oh, this is a time like no other. But I think this is really a time like no other. A lot of energy possibilities and rising up, and so it's great to be able to talk and say what is going on for you in this moment. So Janet, you have let's just look up your planetary peace, power, prosperity. Now that's pretty intriguing for a lot of people. So glad you're here today. Why don't you just say what that means so that those who are listening and watching can begin with that sense of you. Is that okay?
We'll do our best in a short period of time. This is the tip of the iceberg that we can offer in a short period of time. But a planetary peace, power, and prosperity is a 50 legitimate under United States law 501c3 educational foundation. There's been a long backstory to that, which I don't have time to tell you here. I like the alliteration. I've actually been playing with those words for many, many years, but I didn't actually put them into a legal structure until 2020. Just think about this, would you like to bring inner peace, a sense of personal empowerment? Who are you? Do you know who you are? Do you know what your skills are? Do you know how you can serve? That's what I mean by power. It's not this power over dynamic or power against dynamic. It's within yourself answering the question, who am I and what is my purpose on this planet? Prosperity is it's maybe partially money flow, but that's not the real focus. Prosperity, and again, think about these terms in terms of your own one precious life. What does that word prosperity mean? For me, it's looking for what is good in the world, what is good in your own life. It's focusing on all the free things that are available to you. Just walking out on the beach at sunset and watching the beautiful sun go down, that doesn't cost you anything, but it's a free gift from the universe to you. Now you can focus on that, or you can focus on the seashell, the broken seashell you just stepped on and hurt your toe. It's up to you. But if you keep your focus on all the things that are good in your life and for which you can be grateful, it shifts your whole, I use the word energy field, so that you actually become peaceful, powerful, and prosperous. Now just stop and think for a minute. Because if everybody would bring inner peace, personal empowerment, and a sense of prosperity or gratitude or appreciation into their own one precious life, it would become planetary. And then we would all be dancing a cosmic dance, playing a cosmic game together. It's interesting because this is kind of a power with dynamic. It's teamwork, it's supporting one another. We're all unique, we're all different. So it's not going to be static. However, if you do stop the motion, you have the Christian symbol for prayer and the Buddhist symbol for namaste. So where do you want to take this next, Sharon? I don't know. There's so many tangents we could go down.
Absolutely.
pathways.
What I'm thinking as you're speaking is how, in our audience, how many of you feel peace inside? How often do you not? And then the other part of that is, if you don't feel peace inside, perhaps it's because you are being invited to look at who you are, connect back with who you are, rather than who you thought you needed to be, or somebody's labeled you to be, or you've taken on in your family who you are, to get back to that personal power. And one of the things I've heard you say for yourself, how very powerful it was when you brought the pieces of who you were together, the pieces of who you were together.
Yeah, I don't have to go out and change the world. I just need to do the inner work to change myself, change my own dynamics, if I choose to. And a lot of it is a learning experience, because let me take an aside. I've lived in 5 different countries, 5 different cultures, and I've traveled to many, many more, so that when you move from the culture into which you've been conditioned into a very different culture, there are adjustments that you need to make. I was on a call recently where we were talking about renegotiation, I think it was. And if something in your life changes, do you try to force it back into the mold that you've been taught?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or do you change yourself to bring about an integration that's not allowing yourself to be put in a power under position, but it's allowing yourself to learn and grow by dancing with other people from other cultures who are unique human beings. We are not clones of one another. So, who are you? And it's kind of a lifetime puzzle to figure that out sometimes, I think, because you think you know who you are. For example, at one point in my life, I thought I was a happily married wife and mother of 3 sons.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly that whole belief got disrupted. And I do talk about that in this new book of mine. Life is fun. I mean, the word cosmology, dancing.
Yes.
Dancing with words, dancing with wisdom. I think of that too.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be present. You need to be here now. That's Ram Dass. You need to get yourself to the still point in the turning world. That's where peace, power, personal peace, power, and prosperity reside. And it is kind of an interesting dance, because you want to learn and grow, and you can learn and grow from many other people. But there are times too when you have to simply detach from the energy of a lot of what's going on in the world right now. I mean, look at the war in Gaza, the war in Ukraine. Either you're in there playing a different role, or else you're detaching from all the negative, abusive conduct and language that is being hurled at one another from 2 different identities or culture, from 2 different cultures. That needs to stop. It needs to stop. And we women have an important role to play in that. We need to stop supporting guns and war and men going out and killing one another, killing our sons, killing our husbands. Just stop it.
Yeah.
Where do you want to take this next?
No, I think this is really important, because like you say, the power of being present in the world and at peace comes within, and it comes from getting out of the you have to have more, you have to do this, there's that kind of energy in our world, in our culture, that keeps us from even taking the time to be quiet and say, what is it that I am? What is it that I value? What is it I stand for? When I was just woke up out of my conditioning, and the question was asked to me, what do you love? What do you love? I was in 40s, and I was a mother, a wife, done that. And all I could remember that is in high school, I loved color. It's all I could remember. That was enough. What do you love? And I think the other thing that has caused a stumbling block for women, two different things, is you never do enough, you never do enough, you never do enough, which is a lie of big proportions. And you cannot want, you can only need, but it's the want, it's our passion that also, like the loving color, is not like, okay, I'm going to earn a lot of money on that. No, it's listening to the pieces, like you say, that bring you together as a you, that then now here's my power, here's my peace, here's then what I can appreciate in the world, right? And then I know where I want to put my time and energy, then it becomes planetary. So I want you to hold up your book again, because I think that, we have only 10 minutes of time. You have a website, you have a book, Surrendering into Soul.
A heroine's journey. My life has felt like a heroine's journey. It has been full of challenges, and I was in a group marriage for 7 years, which eventually exploded. It was really an interesting human dynamic learning experience for me.
Yeah.
I did gain a lot, but a guy that I thought was my soulmate became my hellmate, and I had to get out of that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it with a great deal of, I don't even know what words to use here, focus, certainly, because I had to get out. I had to separate from him. And I did it with a great deal of focus and direction. And what I ended up doing was going over to his home. I was in a homeless shelter. But I went over to his home in the middle of the night. There's a car in his driveway. I know he's having an affair with another woman. And I took a piece of beautiful pottery, which he had shaped previously, to symbolize the relationship that we both felt with one another. And I smashed it down behind her car into a million pieces. And suddenly I felt free to move on. But it has not been easy.
Yeah, it is not a heroine's journey.
I went back into the job market, and my first job, I got paid $1.20 an hour.
Wow. Wow. You see, it's that your journey that has given you a unique way of seeing life, a wisdom that's uniquely yours, that there are those out there who speaks to them. And that, and on a I'll say on a galactic game board, but also on a female game board. As a female, we are not in our natural state competitive. We've been made to be that. We have been made to pull each other down to survive for a lot of reasons. That's really not who we are. So we are at the place where, what's your wisdom? What's your wisdom? What's your view? What do your words mean? Is where we are coming to listen deeply in order to build our own peace too, our own inner peace, power, and prosperity, but make it planetary.
And do it this way. I mean, what's coming to mind now is circle work. Have you done? Yeah, I mean, that is an amazing structure or vehicle which we have created.
Yeah.
But when it's done really well, it brings people together, it bonds them around a particular focus or topic.
Exactly. Exactly.
And nobody wants to leave when the circle is over, but we all have other lives to live.
We take with us, though, those vibrations, those energies, and move it out into the planet, into our world.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Janet, for being here, for being who you are. You're wordsmith. Dancing with words, dancing with wisdom is definitely yours. And sisters, check out Planetary Peace, Power, Prosperity, and Surrendering into Soul.
And
Love
we
you.
we do have a website, Planetary Peace Power, andprosperity.org. Go check it out. There's a lot of information. Yeah.
I'll have it there. Okay.
Thank you, Sharon, very much. Good to
Much
see
love.
you again.
Same.